Hello friends, welcome to Thorough Education on the digital class platform. Myself Mr. H.V. Kevadia, and now today you are learning chapter number 10. We are going to learn now some definitions in the circle. Look at the figure given below. Friends, there are different types of parts of the circle. Some of them are taken here. So first of all, center of the circle, then diameter of the circle, then chord, radius, tangent, secant. Right? These are some parts I have given to you in the circle. Friends, first of all, definition of circle. Circle. A circle is a set of points which are equidistant from a fixed point on a plane. The fixed point is known as the center of the circle. Look, this is fixed point. Now we are explaining the definition. Set of points which are equidistant from a fixed point. This is the fixed point, and all the points are equidistant from the center. So this is known as circle. This is a set of points. Second definition, look at the figure above. It says the parts of a circle. This figure says parts of the circle. So first of all, center of the circle. The point which is equidistant from all the points of the circle is known as center of the circle. Point which is equidistant from all the points on the circle. These are points of the circle, and this point O is equidistant from all the points. So this O is known as center. Here O is the center. Radius. The distance between the center and any point on the circle is known as a radius of the circle. These are simple definition, very simple. You can remember all the definitions by your heart. Look at this, distance between the center and any point on the circle. This is center, this is point A. If you measure this distance, this is the radius, right? O is the center, D is on the circle, so OD is radius. Here I have given OP, OC, OD are ready. Ready means ready, plural of radius, right? Chord. Any line segment which joins any two points on the circle is known as a chord of the circle. Here, any line segment. Look at the line segment. AB is the line segment. A and B are on the circle, and I have joined this A to B. Therefore, AB is a chord. Here C and D are on the circle, and CD are joined. Therefore CD is a chord. CD is also a diameter. Diameter is the longest chord of the circle. Remember, diameter is the longest chord of the circle. Then diameter. The longest chord which passes through the center of the circle is known as a diameter of the circle. Here CD is a diameter. Secant. A line which cuts. This is not line segment. Chord is line segment. This is line. Line which cuts the circle in two different points is known as a secant. Here ST is a secant. Look at this. This is line ST. ST is a secant. right? S is the point on the circle, T is the point on the circle, and the line ST passes through both the points of the circle. Therefore, ST is secant. Now the last one is tangent. A line which touches the circle at only one point is known as a tangent. Yes. Line L touches the circle only at one point, this point. So this L is a tangent, and the point at which L touches the other tangent cannot touch. Therefore, only one tangent can touch the circle at a given point. Right? Only one tangent can touch. Here, the word tangent comes from the Latin word tangere, which means to touch, and was introduced by the Danish mathematician Thomas Finnecke in 1583. The common point of tangent and the circle is called the point of contact. Now from friends, theorem 10.1. The tangent at any point of a circle is perpendicular to the radius through the point of contact. Here, tangent xy is tangent and P is the point on the circle where line xy touches. Therefore, xy is tangent. And OP is radius, right? Q is another point on xy. What the theorem says? The theorem says that tangent at any point of a circle is perpendicular to the radius through the point of contact. This P is point of contact and OP is radius. So OP is perpendicular to xy. This is our theorem. OP is perpendicular to xy. Friends, please read the proof from the textbook. It's very little and can easily be understood. Here also, theorem 10.2. The length of tangents drawn from an external point to a circle is equal. This P is external point, PQ is tangent, and PR is another tangent. Right? O is the center of the circle. Here, the theorem says length of tangents, that is PQ and PR. P is external point. PQ and PR have equal lengths, right? Therefore, PQ equals to PR. See the textbook for proof. You can prove them by the textbook. Okay friends, now question number 1 of exercise 10.1. 10.1. It's a very short exercise. How many tangents can a circle have? One question. A circle can have infinitely many tangents because we can draw tangents at each point of a circle. Look at this circle, right? PQ is tangent from P. If there is another points on this circle, we can draw infinitely many tangents. Fill in the blanks. Question number 2. First one is, a tangent to a circle intersect it in one point only. Dash point, that is one point. Tangent intersect it in one point. A line intersecting a circle in 2 points is called a secant. we have seen the definitions. If line intersect in 2 points, then it is a secant. A circle can have two parallel tangents at the most. Two parallel tangents. One tangent is in P. If we draw other tangent here, then this will be parallel. The common point of a tangent to a circle and the circle is called point of contact. Common point is known as point of contact. Now question number 3. Very easy. Here we have been given a tangent PQ at a point P of circle of radius 5 cm. The radius of the circle is 5 cm, that is OP5. Meets a line through the center O, a point Q. Line through the center O at point Q. This is tangent. So that OQ is 12. OQ is 12. OP is 5. Now we would like to find out PQ, length of PQ. Therefore, in triangle OPQ, we can say, according to Pythagoras, PQ square equals to OQ square minus OP square. Here OQ is hypotenuse. So according to Pythagoras theorem, the length of square of hypotenuse is equals to sum of the squares of other two sides, right? So I have taken directly PQ. So PQ square equals to OQ square minus OP square, right? So 12 square minus 5 square. 12 square is 144 minus 5 square is 25 equals to 119. Therefore, PQ equals to under root 19. We have taken here square root of PQ and 119. So, we got it 119 root. Therefore, our answer D is correct. Question number 4. Draw a circle and two lines parallel to a given line such that one is a tangent and the other a secant to a circle. Only two lines are to be drawn which are parallel. Right? Here given line L. Given line L. And two other lines are parallel to L. Right? So PQ is tangent and AB is secant. These are two lines parallel to the given line L. One of them is secant and the other is tangent. Right? This was our simple answer. Now, friends, there are some facts. There is no tangent to a circle passing through a point lying inside the circle. If point is lying inside the circle, then one cannot draw a tangent passing through the point. There is one and only one tangent to a circle passing through a point lying on the circle. If a point is lying on the circle, see the second figure, point lies on the circle, then we can draw only one tangent passing through this point. And this point is known as point of contact. There are exactly two tangents to a circle passing through a point lying outside the circle. If a point is lying outside the circle, then we can draw exactly two tangents, not more than or less than two. Yes, we can draw one tangent but not more than two. Here exactly two tangents are given here for given circle and point outside the circle. Theorem 10.2. Yes, the length of tangents drawn from an external point to a circle are equal. We have already taken it, right? We have already taken it. These lengths are equal, always equal. Now friends, we have completed the exercise as well as some basic fundamental of circle. Friends, you have been watching this video, and thank you for watching this video and being with us with digital class and Toral education. Thank you very much.